Okay, here's the piece that I'm going to fold. So I will slice these. I think they're 1 inch apart, and then we'll figure out the business. So I'm going to cut these. I put my eye protection on, and then quick slice. Okay, so now that my pieces are cut, let's take it back into my slip roll and let's bend it. This is going to sit flat and then this is going to come up. Let me spread these out a little bit. So, give this room to move. There we go. There we go. Now this one. I'm going to go ahead and straighten it out. Get to where it feels like a 90. Try it out. So it looks like it's going to work. So what I'll do next is match it to the other side.
It's super crowded in here because it's storming outside, so everything's pulled in.
Yes, crazy hailstorms, high wind, super cold. We're crowded. Let me look for my template. I made a template. Here's my next project. The gas hole. Some gas hole cut the hole in the wrong spot. So now this gas hole has to cut it out. What I'm going to do is just flip it. That way the center, my center hole will be right here. Right in the center. You'll open it, be able to put gas comfortably without having to fight. Okay, well, I'm going to shoot. Okay, I can't take it off, so that's why I'm fixing it. And now, according to my template, I'm a little off. So, my Hercules hands did it again. So now I'm going to have to come back, refold this back out, and then fix it. This will match this. Let me right here before I forget, this is my top, and this is my bottom. Because when I bent it, I didn't even know which was my top or my bottom. I thought I did, but after I bent it, I see I wasn't ready. Give me a minute. We'll be right back. All right.
Like what you see?
I like what I see. So, you know what? I'm going to run with it. Love it. Side B. So now what I'll do, I'll push this down. I'll cut the excess off. And I'll just roll it to, until it looks like one piece. And then once I get done, then I will weld this piece to this piece. So this is my top piece. And I will weld this to this. Once I get it lined up, I will weld it and grind it. I might tack it here, then take it off, and then weld it, and then I'll do this one separate. So I've got a piece lined up. I'm going to cut and hope that's enough, because I really need it to be flat, like flat here and round here. Since we got the round part right, it's just a matter of making sure that this is straight and this is straight. Right now I'm a little low. If you can see, it hangs down a little, which is telling me that I have to cut a little here and cut a little there until I'm where I need to be. So I made my first line. Let me cut it real quick. All right. So it looks like I need to come in just a little bit more. I'm going to say right about there. This time I'll use blue. Hold it up tight. Okay. We'll cut that out. See what's next. Okay, try this again. Now that is looking a little more promising to me. Mark it there. Mark it there. And I got to give him straight edge. See that, man? Close enough. Where are we? As a person. And we're not too far, is the answer. Man, I'm liking that. Looking at the other side, I'm going to cut this here. Okay. Ouch, that was hot. Okay, so as you see, I had to cut and split. But look at this. Man, that looks good. So, cut and split, was it worth it? Yes, it was. Because now we are going to be where we need to be. And we can move forward. That feels good. Let's try that. Staring right at it. Nice. Ooh, look at this. Looks good. We're getting somewhere. See that? Okay, a small little gap right here. I'm going to go ahead and get my rod from my TIG welder, probably 16 inch. It's not that big of a gap. I'm going to put it in between. Tack this up a little bit in a couple of spots. Tack this up so it doesn't move back and forth. And then the rear is hanging down a little. I will push up on it. And tack it also. So, tack away. Oh, this feels very nice. And all this feels very nice. I'm going to peel this off front. Cut myself again. As you see, this is where we have landed. I'm going to make this in two pieces. One coming up and the other one in here. So I'm looking at, let me look again. 1.5. I get the tape measure for this side. Say 1.5 by 3, 4. I'm gonna do 1.5 by 4. We're gonna have to weld that better. As you saw, it just came apart, so. There we go. So, here's my piece. I've marked it with my Sharpie. I'm gonna make a line, trim it, and then go until this touches here, but this will be flat. So I just have to trim it a little, and then once I do, we'll do the other side. Okay, so now that my piece seems to be, depending on what side you hold it, is good. I can hold it flat there and if you can. Let me trim this little corner piece. Okay, so I will set it there, weld it to that piece. Make sure not to weld it to my fender. Looks like a plan to me. I really want to be like right there, but I don't want to take too much off, because once I do, then that's it. Can't go back. So I just shaved some of it off, and I believe that's where we need to be. So you know what? Here comes the welder. Okay. So now I get my cutter. I'll cut it, butt weld this, and then do this patch. Even better, my super powerful magnet. Thank you, Ian. Give me a handful of these, and man, I love them. Look at that. Let me throw a tack right here before I lose my place. Beautiful. One more. Laura's out running errands, so it's just me, and that's all. And now I'm gonna use my super magic, super power kindergarten skill, and I will trace and cut. You know what I mean. Good work. Look at that, man. So, here, I'm just going to cut it here. Go straight down. And down here, I'll cut it about right here. Let's just say. That way I don't have a big old piece, and then I'll trim it to fit. Yeah. So that'll be it, and then our piece will be complete. I have to do the inside hardware. I'm gonna do it like that side, where I put a weld nut on the inside. Then I weld this to the fender, and that way we can bolt it on from under going up. I'm using 3/8 because it's a very strong bolt that'll hold it in place. So I guess next I'm gonna go transfer this into metal. There it is. Okay, let me see. If you've been following, you know I'm having some compressor issues, so I don't have the air to use my grinder there, but that's enough. I can make that work. Now I'm going to work on some final touches. As you see, I'm lining my thing up. I'm going to cut north of the blue line. Just a quick little guesstimate. Never know what I'm working with. I really didn't want to cut this out, but it is what it is. Okay, that didn't take long. So now, the goal is to set this piece in place. Yeah. And once everything is kind of in place, and then we'll take our straight edge, make sure that it all stays flush. That way and this way. Yeah, it's perfect right there. Comb it. Now this is all flush everywhere. So I'm going to try my hardest to keep it where it's at. I'm going to start at the top in case it pulls up a little bit. Hopefully the magnets will hold it. If not, I'll tap it just a hair. There we go. Well, I believe we're going to go here next. It just feels really smooth. Yes, yes, and yes. And this way, of course, yes. Look at that. Oh, well. I guess it's very important for this piece to be flush. And to me, it looks very flush. So, how about them apples? How about I put this right here and shove it forward? That way, I'll get a little bit of material, plus I'm pushing it forward. So I just stuck my TIG welding rod in there. Look at that. Very nice. Very, very nice. I'm going to tap and roll, tap and roll. Whatever it takes. You have to push this out. If that doesn't work, do something a little bit bigger. Let's try this one. Yeah, through this crack you can see the hammer, so you see that you're not hitting it on the actual piece. You're just hitting the piece that you're trying to move forward and trying to push this back. So you meet them halfway. Hold this flat spot there. There it is. Tag it before it moves. Had to get a little aggressive there, but we showed him who's boss. There it is, my friends. Beautifully done. Very nice. Check on my stuff. Check on my stuff. Check on my stuff. We're good, so we shall keep going. Okay, so here, like normal, I'm gonna spot weld it, let it cool down, spot weld it, let it cool down. Oh, hammer and dolly it, make sure, it stays the shape we want it to stay in. Once I finish this piece, and then I can move on to my next piece, because I'm gonna have to make this piece in 2 pieces, just like I did that one, which is not a problem. It's just a matter of doing it. So, yeah. Here we go. There it is. It's going. Time to make the next piece. I don't know if I had a chance to explain what these pliers are doing here. Oh yeah, maybe earlier you saw I was trying to extend this out, pull this out more. So I had to pull these bolts out. So what I'm going to do is loosen this, and we'll figure out a way to get our bolts in. So, quick fix. But I really want to put this down now. So, I'm going to loosen it from my front hinge. And then unbolt it from here and pull this off, and this should come down a little bit. Okay, so loosen my front brackets now. Okay, well, it comes down some, so not very much. Okay, so that backfired on me. I was going to put my hardware in and get it all taken care of, but it didn't work, so that's a sign to just go ahead and finish this. And then we'll pull it off and fix the hardware. Okay, so I kind of messed up a little bit. I'd cut this piece out already. I brought it here, lined my line up. Once I got it lined up, and then I bent it down, folded it down to a 90, and I'm going to start with that. So, just my piece here at the end of this lip. You can see it runs into the sheet metal. So I've marked it, and now we'll trim it. Time to get the grinding. I've trimmed to match my lip. So when I put my piece on here, I'll be able to fix this to this. So I do know by looking at my template that I do have a 90 that goes right here. So this will meet up with this. And I know I cut it shorter, so I'm going to measure the other side, mark it on here, cut it, and then I'll do the same there. Okay, next, here's my line, mark it, cut that off. Now that it's cut to its length, next I will mark where I want my bend. I'll measure there, measure the same here, make my line, and fold. I have to cut it at the blue line, fold it in. There's my slice. So now I'm going to go bend this into a 90, and then I'll come back and I'll trim this because it's hitting, so I can't really set it where I need to. So what I'll do is I'll get my meter stick, straight edge, whatever you want to call it, mark it, then cut that off. So, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. I decided to make it easier on all of us. These things are about 20 pounds a piece, maybe heavier. But all I need it for is to make me a nice sharp edge there. Take the same piece and just look at that. Man, that looks great. And I need to trim this off. Next, what I'm going to show you is how to bend this lip. So, normally, and that's my line, that's where I want it to bend. So, I'm just going to follow that line, come all the way down, and just make me a line all the way to the end. There we go. And I'll show you why I made that line.